So I don't know. We'll be live when it says it's live. I don't know.
Are we live now?
It may be live. Oh, let me check the iPad here because I'm not behind the camera. Okay. Jeez.
Now is it live?
Calm down. Just calm down.
Oh, I just got a Redleg Tactical is live now.
Wow. On your watch.
Yep, that's pretty cool.
All right, Dick Tracy.
The weird thing is this isn't even a smartwatch.
It's a dumb watch.
Yeah, I got it's like a $10 Seiko, so you know.
Casio?
Or Casio, yeah, thank you, Casio. Wow. Ooh, $10 Seiko.
Oh.
I'd do it.
Yeah.
I'd buy that for $1.
$10. Wow. So what's up, man?
Oh, you know, just working. It's really hot in here.
It's been worse.
It has been worse.
Yeah.
I think it might just be me.
Well, you are hot.
Yeah.
You're not entirely the handsome one, but you are hot.
You're right. If one of us was going to be on the cover of Tiger Beat, it'd be you.
Brad.
No, Brad's too hairy. Teenage girls don't like hairy boys.
What?
Yeah.
What are you serious? I thought like everybody's like, oh, he's got a beard. Yeah. No?
No. It's not the beard, it's the back hair.
The forest of back hair.
That's right.
Oh, Lord.
So, Ron, you are Ron.
I'm Ron.
Correct, from Redleg Tactical, that place?
Yes.
Yeah. You are our chief firearms instructor.
Yes, I wear a hat and I do dances around campfires.
Nice.
With firearms.
Right on. Brad is usually here with us. Unfortunately, he's not here today. Today's actually his anniversary.
Wow.
So he's off doing whatever
that's
dumb stuff people do on their anniversaries, I guess.
What was it? He sent us a picture. Was it David Buster's or?
I think so. That's what it looked like.
I couldn't tell really, but yeah. So Brad's watching right now.
Wow, Brad is watching now.
Brad, why are you not here?
Happy anniversary, Brad.
Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. We miss you too, Brad.
So, yeah.
So wait, you
Nick. Yeah.
You are Nick.
I'm Nick. I do the gunsmithing. I split the kydex with Brad. Brad, who's not here, is our Cerakoter and splits the kydex with me. Yeah.
You split it.
We split it. That's right.
So who splits the stippling?
Brad splits all of the stippling.
He splits all of it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I am not good at stippling.
You aren't?
No. It's kind of like Blazing Saddles, where he's got his shooting hand and he's got his other hand. That's what it's like when I try to stipple.
Oh my gosh.
So
I'm gonna start quoting. I better not quote that.
Probably not. If I were to stipple a gun, it would look like Michael J. Fox did during during an earthquake.
Or really dead. I don't know. Michael J. Fox during an earthquake.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's terrible.
So, Ron, do you know why Michael J. Fox makes the best milkshakes?
Tell me.
Because he uses only the finest ingredients. Yep. All right, we need to get going here.
Hey, so Blaine says, "What's up, Blaine? You're awesome, man." Rich is amazing.
Ceiling panels, light bulbs.
Well,
yeah,
black panels. I can't
yeah,
really tell.
The ceiling panels.
Paul says, "How's it going? How are you?"
I am doing well. How are you?
I'm peachy.
Peachy. What about? Are you peachy keen?
Well, I was dandy before I was peachy,
okay.
So not quite peachy keen. How are you, Paul? Jeez. Brad says that he likes this shirt.
Yeah, it's Casual Saturday. Apparently, Ron didn't get the memo.
I'm casual.
So, what are we talking about tonight, Ron?
Well, apparently Jeremy didn't catch it. Brad's out. Something about an anniversary. I don't know. I mean, he's in the comments, so ask him. I've got notes. You've got notes. Where do you want to go?
Notes. Well, usually we start. Usually we start with our progress report.
Progress.
Yeah. So we'll talk about lead times.
Do it.
Yeah. So we're still at, of course, about 3 weeks with kydex. We're still working hard to get that down. It seems like every week we have another problem to report.
I know. It's just
so
gremlins. grippers.
Yeah, I think it was last week the heat press went down, or was that the week before?
The week before that went into the following week.
Yeah. This week we ran out of eyelets, and they were supposed to be delivered, but apparently FedEx came before we opened to drop them off. So
that's like the first time that's probably ever happened.
It happens occasionally, but it's not usually like urgent stuff. Every once in a while they'll show up early for some reason. Today, I think this is the earliest they've ever come. They showed up 2 hours before we opened.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
On a Saturday.
Yeah. So about 4:30 rolled around, and I was trying to figure out why it hadn't been delivered yet. I hopped on, checked the tracking number, saw that they had come by at 8:30, so I called FedEx, and they were nice enough to call over to the depot. And unfortunately, the depot closes at 4, so they had no way to contact the drivers.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he was like, I mean, the only thing you could really do is go sit in front of the depot and
like wait for them to open on Monday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah, they're closed like we are, Sunday, Monday.
Wow.
So yeah, we'll have those Tuesday, thankfully, and we'll be able to get back on track. Again, it's another hitch, but I don't think it's gonna it's gonna kill us. So.
Well, you were finding those eyelets in random places on the floor, right?
Yeah, we were crawling around trying to find anything that might have been missed by the broom or could be somewhere. We found just enough to get a couple of holsters that had to get done. So, a few of you folks out there that were told your stuff would be ready and we'd be giving you a call tonight or so, you're going to get pushed back just a little bit because of that, but overall, it shouldn't affect things too bad. I think we'll be able to get caught up.
Very cool.
Yeah, Cerakote, I believe, is still in that, like, week or two territory.
Well, and that's dependent upon, like patterns and stuff.
Right, yeah, pattern, color, all that. Since Brad is listening, but...
Yeah, Brad, why don't you tell everybody in the comments where you're
That's
at?
That's right.
Come on, Brad.
Yeah, and when Brad comes back in on Tuesday, I've got a bullwhip, so...
Oh?
Yeah, we're going to make things happen.
Oh, no!
So... you had some issues today, Ron.
Oh my gosh!
Today, Ron was supposed to be teaching the range portion of his concealed carry class, and what happened?
So I get up early, right? I get up stupid early. I was up at 5 a.m. And so I'm checking the weather, and the weather forecast this morning looked doom and gloom. Like it was when I woke up, it was 10% chance of thunderstorms before noon, 50% chance of thunderstorms afternoon. And I started looking at like models and crap, like I go like amateur meteorologist and stuff like that. I get out to the range. I didn't want to just call it like that early, so get out to the range with our other instructor, Justin, who was helping me out, of course, or helping us out, and we both conceded at like 10:30, like this storm is going to get nasty. We're looking around, and sure enough, it's building. Freaking parted the Red Sea, went all the way around after we called the class. I kid you not, beautiful day in Springs. And it was supposed to be rainy all day. And so we canceled the class, and it seems like in vain, but my gosh, at 10:30, I was just certain it was going to be an utter mess.
Yeah, I came in this morning and I was like, oh man, it's going to be a nice day. It's going to rain. It's going to be all cool in here. And then, no such luck. It had to be all sunny and nice, which means it was hot in here.
Yeah, it gets really warm in the back. Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah, it gets pretty toasty.
Yeah, but that, of course, we're going to get with all the students that were displaced from our range portion and get them all squared away. They were just such a wonderful group of students yesterday in here. Obviously I do the classroom portion on Fridays, and we had a really, really awesome classroom session last night.
Yeah, it seemed like it went well. Of course, it always seems like it goes well.
Man, I aim high.
I mean, I guess you can aim high.
Well,
but it depends on range, really. Like, you don't want to aim high all the time.
But with the Redleg Tactical tank, you just throw the muzzle in the air, and it's going to go high, right?
I guess, but what if it's like something right in front of you, and you're in the tank?
Well,
you don't want to shoot like over it.
The muzzle brake of the tank will actually just disintegrate everything around there, so it's okay.
It's like hydrostatic shock, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's totally. They just disintegrate. It's okay.
So we have all of these holsters here, Ron,
Yeah, we do.
and other assorted items.
So, like, we like to do the frequently asked questions thing, and so I thought we'd like look at some of our holsters and what we do, at least for holsters. Redleg Tactical obviously does a lot of holsters, a ton of them. So I've got some of mine, and I grabbed a couple that off the shelf and like yours, just to kind of demonstrate. But you know, obviously I suck when it comes to making this stuff, and you and Brad and Joe are wizards. So tell me the whole mentality behind, say, like an inside the waistband holster.
The whole mentality?
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, well, the philosophy behind it, why it is, all that good stuff.
Well, it is because we believed it is so.
No, okay.
Yeah, so whereas this is a little closer to what we're doing for our inside the waistband holsters these days. It's a simple taco style. It's called a taco because of the way it is folded. It's one piece. It sort of looks like a taco shell. This is a pretty universal style. The only thing you'll really see different from company to company is the shape of it overall. It might have some different cuts. Really, you're not going to get a huge difference, to be quite frank, from company to company. Some folks will use cheaper hardware and get a cheaper holster out of it. Yeah, and they'll find places to skimp. There are alternatives to Kydex that are less expensive, but they're also less durable and less desirable.
Yeah.
Yeah, we use .08 Kydex, which is the thickness of it, of course, for everything we do here.
That's really thick.
A few exceptions. It's fairly thick. That's pretty close to the industry standard. You'll see some folks using the .06, which is a lot more malleable, a lot more flexible, and it's also more prone to breakage.
It's brittle.
So yeah. So well, it's not quite brittle, but it's because it's softer and it bends more easily. It's more likely to bend too far and snap. So the .08 is a really nice balance between having something that's durable and will last a long time, and having something that is thin and light. I mean, they make I think 1/8 inch is the thickest they go.
Really?
And that's pretty. We've got a sheet of that back there that we ordered for a special project for somebody, and it's some big, beefy, heavy stuff. But you also don't want that inside your waistband because that's adding a pretty decent amount of thickness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we like the 08 thickness.
So tell me real quick, as far as like, what makes a holster a good holster?
Well, in any holster that you're looking at, whether it's pancake style like this, which is what we use for our outside the waistband, you can see it's 2 sheets that are put together, or a taco style. What you really want to be looking for, first and foremost, is safety. Of course, that's what all of us should be concerned about all of the time. I think this one's going to be the easiest to demonstrate with. I don't know how well this shows up on camera.
That's not too bad.
But,
there you go.
oh, hey.
There you point.
Look at that.
Yeah.
So, first and foremost, you want to make sure that you've got good coverage of the trigger guard. You want to make sure that it is not possible to get your finger in there and pull the trigger. You don't want the trigger exposed. We don't have one up here, but on light-bearing holsters, unfortunately, we kind of have to have a balance there. So on light-bearing holsters, because this area right down here is going to be bigger to fit that light, obviously we can't have the Kydex shrink down around the trigger and then come out here and be 2 inches wide for your flashlight.
It wouldn't holster or unholster either.
Yeah, I mean, we could mold the Kydex around it and put it together, but you would never be able to get the gun out. So, unfortunately, because of that, you'll have a larger opening around the trigger. We still try to make it difficult to, we leave a small gap there so that you can get everything in and out, but it's not big enough that you can put a finger in there unintentionally and pull the trigger. You may be able to take a small object and slip it in there, however, that's unlikely. It's just one of those things where if you have a light on your gun,
you have to be more careful.
Yeah.
A little more careful, reasonably speaking. Yeah.
But on most of the stuff we do, which is non-light bearing, you'll have good good coverage of the trigger. You're not going to have anything exposed. You're not going to be able to get in there and pull the trigger in any way. The next thing that you want to look out for is retention. So retention is really important. You don't want a gun to go in there and then tip it slightly or move or jog or whatever.
And it falls out.
Yeah, and have the gun bounce out. Yeah. So especially with Kydex, because it's molded around the firearm, you get a really nice click when the gun goes in. You know it's secure. It hangs on really nicely. So you won't be. It's not that you won't be able to get the gun out, but it holds on enough that you can put the gun in there, give it a shake, move around, do whatever. You also want to look out for retention on the attachment system. So on something like an inside the waistband that uses a simple clip like this, you want to make sure that it's going to go onto your belt and grab your belt. And this has this little notch down here so that it snaps around the underside of the belt, so that when you grab that gun and yank on it, the whole thing's not going to come out. And if you have to jog or end up bending a weird way or whatever, you want to make sure that whole holster is not going to fall out. And all of a sudden, you dropped your gun in the men's room at Target or something.
Well, at least if I jump for it after I did my backflip, the trigger would be protected. I wouldn't shoot an unarmed civilian.
That's very true.
Yeah.
And then fitment, which I guess we sort of talked about with retention, but
how it shapes.
Right. You want to make sure that your firearm fits in there, that it fits correctly, that it's not too tight, that it's not too loose, that it's not touching something it shouldn't be, that's not going to pull the trigger when you put the gun in. Those are some of the biggest things you should be looking for.
So obviously Redleg has gone through like an evolution and is still, I suppose, going through that evolution, just to make just the right holster. I actually brought this one in here because I bought this from Joe before he had the shop here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
that is an old one. So that one is, you can tell partially by the shape of it, which we've changed a little, and then it's also got the eyelet here instead of a retention screw like this one has. So it's got the piece of rubber, it's got a screw you can loosen or tighten to adjust that retention to fit your needs or your desires. Yeah.
But obviously we don't just leave it with firearms, right? I mean, this is yours, correct?
Yeah, that's a knife of mine. We absolutely can do knife sheaths. We can do all kinds of stuff with knife sheaths. What's nice about knives is because of the shape of them, we have a lot of options, not just for how we set them up and mold them, but for how you're going to carry it, how you're going to attach it. We have people come in all the time. This one's got a slot molded in for one of the easy clips that we use on our inside the waistband holsters. But we have a lot of people who come in and say like, hey, I want to be able to carry this when I'm hunting on my belt this way, but then I also want to be able to throw it on Molly on my backpack this way, and then maybe later I want to be able to turn it this way and put it back here. And
with a real heavy duty tech lock like this?
Yeah, and what's nice is that we have options like the tech locks and also the Molly locks, which are essentially the same idea, but they're designed to fit through Molly loops.
I've got one on my shear holders right here. Yeah, the Molly lock. Yeah. Yeah,
and these are a nice durable, they're a molded plastic, but they're super tough. Especially on a knife sheath, they're nice because the hole spacing is the same both directions and for both products. So you're able to put it on there and turn it and move it around however you want. We can also do stuff like the soft loops, so people like the Scout style horizontal on the back of the belt. We can throw soft loops with some snaps on there, and yeah.
Do you think we should show them what I've got on?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is that like this one?
Oh well, no.
Oh, it's that one. Okay.
Oh.
So one of the items we've gotten a request for more often than almost anything else is a holster that is set up so that people can put it on their belt and then take it back off their belt without actually having to take their belt off. So we've not really been happy with clip-on belt loops. We haven't really found anything that we liked a whole lot. I was able to get a couple sets of these, and
the mileage varies tremendously from person to person. Every body type is a little bit different. Every ride height of the band, every belt is just a little bit different, right? So there's a lot of variables that go into belt attachment systems, right? So,
right.
Yeah.
This is the first set that we've gotten and put on and had last for an acceptable amount of time. We're happy with how they performed, and those will be available here soon. We'll be offering them on holsters. So for you folks out there who want to be able to go into the post office or whatever and pop your holster off and lock it away, and then come back and put it back on without having to look like you're doing something weird in the car with your pants.
Well, and this option is also nice because it fits a little closer to the body, whereas standard belt loops extend it just slightly away from the body.
Yeah, you still get a really nice tight fit with our standard belt loops, but just because of the way that these are set up, they do hug a little closer.
Now, so not to change the subject, of course, but tomorrow I'm going to be doing IDPA, right?
Oh yeah, you're shooting IDPA.
Yeah, this guy's been hearing about it all day. I've been trying to get him to come out. But regardless, I'm going to do my everyday carry holster.
Right on.
And it's inside the waistband. Now this one's cut a little bit different.
That is cut a little bit different.
And you came up with this particular cut, didn't you?
It's something I played with. I wouldn't say that I came up with it.
Well, you didn't copyright or patent it.
Right, and it's not like
it's not a trademark.
Like every other Kydex thing, it's not a 100% original thing. But it's a more compact, more cut up design. The idea here is that you are a little lower on the front, which means your muzzle clears the holster a little sooner than it typically would. You still have a full sweat guard, so you're not going to have that slide or much of that gun rubbing on you.
Yeah, this one's extremely nice.
Yeah, Ron's been using that for a couple months now, right?
Actually.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that it was going to be a good, comfortable setup. And that style of holster cut that way as opposed to our typical taco, which covers a little more of the gun and has the full front and top of the slide covered. That will also be available here relatively soon.
Excellent, man. Yeah, I love our holsters, and I obviously not only do I use them, but apparently some people like to use handcuffs.
Yeah, those are popular with.
You shouldn't say those people are just really special.
The ladies of the evening.
Oh, I was talking about law enforcement officers.
Oh well, they love them too.
Oh, okay.
But we have a lot of independently employed female.
Is that what they
contractors?
Do they wear everyday carry belts as well?
I think they do.
Okay.
I think they have like a whole Batman belt with little pouches, and
That makes total sense now. Okay, and so they can obviously.
Actually, I don't think we actually have sold any of those to those fine.
No. We sold several, of course, to law enforcement officers.
Absolutely, yeah. Lots of law enforcement, security.
Yep. Folks
in that career line.
That's a fun one. I like it. Yeah, so I always enjoy what we can do with Kydex and mag carriers, right? I mean, just hey, life goes on with all the good Kydex equipment.
That's right. Yeah, we can do all kinds of stuff. I've done we did a set of impact gun holders that went onto a bracket that a gentleman bolted to the side of his toolbox. I've done carriers for wire cutters for electricians. Even big pins we could make a carrier for that you could snap into your pocket or whatever.
Wasn't there a welder that had his stinger and arc,
I don't know if I remember that one.
That was a while back. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, pretty much anything that'll take a little bit of heat we can bolt around.
Obviously we have lots of good comments going on, right? So Mike Bryan, love you long time. Chris is mentioning Leo versus Leo, law enforcement officer versus the constellation
or the astrology,
astronomology.
Yeah,
that thing. Yeah, law enforcement officer Leo. Yeah. The Thought Patrol. I love it. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So, Ron, you carry inside the waistband most of the time, right?
Yeah.
So IWB or inside the waistband would be something like this, or like what you were holding up showing here a second ago.
Yeah.
IWB stands for inside the waistband, which seems relatively.
It's straightforward.
Yeah.
Inside the waistband.
Right. So why would you choose an inside the waistband over, say, an OWB or an outside the waistband holster?
So the idea is obviously concealment. Concealed means concealed. If I have a Colorado handgun permit or a handgun permit, a concealed handgun permit in the area that you live, well, inside the waistband is going to really do you a lot of favors when it comes to making sure that no one else knows that you're carrying. I guess the terminology is printing, depending upon your wardrobe. Some people could see the outline of your firearm from an outside the waistband holster as opposed to an inside the waistband holster. Now, of course, there are benefits to both. The outside the waistband holster is probably going to be a little bit faster on the draw. You're probably not going to be worried about concealment. It's more duty application or competition. Open carry even, but yeah, inside the waistband, man, that's the bee's knees when it comes to making sure that you are not flaunting the fact that you're carrying a firearm.
So, are you saying that I can't conceal an OWB?
No, and it's all about your wardrobe, right? So when you're wearing your Hawaiian shirt, man, you could probably have like 8 freaking Glock 19s on you and outside the waistband holsters, and we would never know. On the other hand, if you're wearing your Spanx and your spandex, well, yeah, we're probably going to see every inch, and we'll probably be able to tell the generation of your Glock 19.
Okay, well, yeah, that makes sense.
Inside the waistband, yeah, you get a little bit more concealment so that you're not readily showing off that fact or perhaps tipping someone off that you are armed.
And, I mean, of course, all of this is also dependent on, like you mentioned, the way you dress and the gun that you choose to carry. So, if I'm wearing those Spanx and my super tight fishnet t-shirt, a Glock 19 may not conceal no matter what holster it's in.
That was very true. Yeah.
Right, so, I may need some tiny LCP or, something micro.
Well, you see, okay, there's the balancing act, right? Because I never get to choose when a murderer is going to take my life. Like he's not going to call me up the day before and say, "Hey Nick, I really want to confirm with you that at 3 o'clock tomorrow I'm going to try and kill you. Is that good for you?" So if I'm making those sacrifices in size and capacity, shootability, if you will, of a firearm, well, I might not be ready to respond to a threat that's trying to kill me. So, I mean, it's a balancing act, right?
Right.
You don't want to go too big, you don't want to go too small.
At the same time, I mean, if I'm, obviously I don't do this because I'm fat, but let's say I'm going out for a jog, I'm not going to want to wear jeans and a button-down t-shirt or whatever, button-down shirt. So, I may not be able to, one, support the weight of something like a Glock 19 in my gym shorts, and be able to conceal it with, the light t-shirt that I'm wearing. So there are situations where, you may have to make that sacrifice. And sorry, my mustache is pointed the wrong direction. All right. I actually have had a pretty decent number of people come in and ask things like, do you have a holster that I'll be able to carry with my 1911 with this setup? And they'll have a light on it. It'll be a full 5-inch with a steel frame, and I'm like, yeah, I can totally make it. Well, I don't like to wear a belt very often. Can you make one that'll work without a belt? And I'm like, sort of.
No, just be honest.
What kind, we have paddle options, and if you're wearing a pair of jeans or something that fit relatively well, yeah, the paddle's not usually the best option, but we have them because occasionally there are those situations where you may not have another option,
Yeah, but then that's.
But then it gets better, and they'll tell me, "Well, I only like to wear gym shorts or sweatpants," and then I say, "No, I'm sorry. There's literally nothing on earth that will support the weight of your 3-pound 1911 without a belt with your sweatpants."
Oh, that's 3 pound unloaded.
Yeah.
Once you get the ammo in there.
Yeah. So you've got to be aware that sometimes there's literally nothing you can do to carry or conceal certain firearms, depending on the way you're dressed, or the size or weight of the gun.
Ultimately, you're going to have to adjust your wardrobe to whatever firearm you're carrying in order to make sure that you're. adequately supporting the weight, and you're able to draw and so on.
Or vice versa.
Yeah, it's the balancing act.
Right. One thing we didn't mention here is appendix inside the waistband. So we've got the inside of the waistband, we've got the outside of the waistband. Appendix inside the waistband, or AIWB, is simply a holster that's carried up front, so like 1 o'clock. All of our inside the waistband holsters are really well suited for anywhere on the strong side of the body. We do have what we refer to as our inside the waistband holster, or our appendix inside the waistband holster. And our appendix holster has the mag carrier attached to it, so it is one piece that sits about like that, and that's kind of a handy thing to have, because then you have your reload and your firearm right there together in one place.
Yeah. I highly recommend anybody that always carries a spare magazine.
Yeah. It's not even I'm gonna need 400 rounds because ISIS is gonna come attack me thing. It's if you're carrying a semi-automatic firearm, these right here are the most two common points of failure: the ammunition and the magazine. So by carrying a spare magazine with ammunition in it, you are able to immediately eliminate both of those most two common problems should you experience a failure.
Yeah, I think, when it comes to holsters, period, if you can't get the gun in the fight, it's useless.
Right.
Right? And if you get the gun in the fight, but you have a failure such as a magazine, or something of that nature, well, then it was useless to begin with. So redundancy is always smart, at least within the scope of an additional magazine, which isn't terribly hard to carry.
Right.
And that's one of the great things about that appendix inside the waistband holster.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of guys that are like, well, you'll shoot your stuff off from the appendix position. What do you have to say about that?
I carry appendix. I have never had an issue with it. I've never felt unsafe with it. For a new shooter or a new carrier, I could see how it might be uncomfortable or a little unsettling.
Disconcerting, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you have the stuff we talked about before with a safe holster that properly covers the trigger, you carefully holster the firearm and watch the gun go in there, make sure that the trigger well's clear, make sure your finger's not on the trigger, then you're not going to have an issue.
Yeah, and especially, if you look at your 3 o'clock, your strong side hip position, there's plenty of times where that muzzle is pointed either at your feet or your femoral artery, right? So.
Oh yeah. There's no way around. If you're carrying a gun on your body, at some point that gun is going to be pointed at your body. So that's why a good, safe holster is incredibly important, because it nullifies some of that fear of, I sit down and the gun moves towards me and snags on something and goes off.
So can you make me a holster that's in my, my back, so that I whip both of them out like this, like in the movies?
Like John McClane style?
Absolutely.
We'll just get you some duct tape.
Okay.
Yep. It'll say ho 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 on it. Isn't that what it was? Or had mistletoe on it, something like that.
What about if I go fully Steven Seagal and I want to carry 2 back here, and I do a forward somersault and then draw? Can you make those holsters?
We could. We probably will try to advise you to consider something a little more useful and practical, though.
Like doing that. That's not dangerous at all, right?
Yeah, that's usually not a good idea. Carrying 2 guns is usually unnecessary for most people. Of course, there are situations, law enforcement.
Yeah, law enforcement, military.
Even security in higher risk areas where it makes sense to have a backup firearm should the first firearm
go down in some form or fashion.
But for you and me, 2 guns you're better off carrying an extra magazine than an extra gun. So, let's see here. I think we covered pretty much everything on my list.
I think we got it. Mike Bryant, he wants to mount an M60 on his rifle. Can we do a holster for that?
Sure. It's going to be really expensive because it's going to take a while and a lot of material and probably several tries. But,
several tries.
Yeah, but hey man, if you want to pay for the time and the material, $70 an hour will get you set up.
So hey, there's people in here, wondering about IDPA.
Mm-hmm.
IDPA.
What about it?
Well, that's tomorrow, right?
That's what you keep telling me. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, why have I kept telling you that?
Oh my! Because you're obsessed with IDPA.
No, you're not going to be there.
No, I'm not.
But you had my hopes up last week, man.
You know, I would love to. Well, I'll take that back. I wouldn't love to. I would like to. I would like to go shoot IDPA with you, but unfortunately, I have more pressing things and some work that I need to get done.
Okay,
so.
touche.
Yeah.
But for those of you that are watching, if you want to come out and shoot IDPA with us tomorrow, the 7:30 time, that's the new shooter brief, be at Pikes Peak Gun Club by 7:30 if you're a new shooter and you want to shoot. The all shooters brief, if you've done it before, is about an hour and a half after that. I'm going to be out there. I might sleep in and not set up tomorrow because it's been a long day, but I'm going to be out there for sure, and I'm going to have a few guys holsters. So
yeah,
it's going to be good.
If you decide that you don't want to go shoot IDPA with Ron, you're welcome to come help me pull a motor. So an engine.
I feel like this needs to be in the We Like Shooting Cantina.
Oh man. They don't need to know about this.
I'm pretty sure they do.
So, I think we've pretty much. How long have we gone?
Long enough, man. Definitely.
No, but do you have a?
36 minutes.
Oh,
yeah,
we can drag this out for another 40 minutes.
Absolutely not. No, not okay. If you watched last week, it was an hour and 12 minutes and a little.
Hold on. Let me pull up the dictionary.
Oh God, no, dude. Seriously, hey.
We'll start with A.
No, absolutely not. We have good people here we have 8 good people watching us.
Eight
Jacob,
good people.
you haven't missed much, Jake. I mean, let's be honest. We went over a lot of holsters. I'm going to post this up. You can go to redlegtactical.com and you'll be able to watch this probably tomorrow evening. I'll have it posted by then. I might even edit the video so that it has a ridiculous introduction. Yeah.
Hey,
Austin, I'm not. Hey,
some of these aren't words. Some of these are phrases.
God.
Like a bad penny always turns up. That's not a word. That's a phrase. Why is that on the dictionary?
You got me, man. Hey, where can people find you at?
They can find me here. Most days.
Like
Yeah.
tomorrow?
I probably will be here tomorrow. Yeah.
So they can just stop by and say,
No,
hey,
unless they're coming to help pull an engine.
What about Monday? Can they find you Monday?
They'll probably find me here on Monday.
No, what?
Not working. Well, not working. Not the shop open. But once again, if you want to help pull an engine, we have 2 to pull.
So what about Monday night?
Monday night, welikeshooting.com/live. Yeah, we do the show every Monday, and on Wednesday we have We Like Shooting Double Tap.
Yeah, I listen. It's painful.
Unfortunately.
It hurts.
Unfortunately.
It's just my ears keep bleeding.
Yeah, that's normal. That's a side effect. We've been talking to a doctor about how to try and fix that.
Oh, okay.
So far, we're
Yeah.
just kind of having to deal with it.
Yeah, the We Like Shooting show is awesome, by the way. I really like those guys. Honestly, I like a whole lot of the Firearms Radio Network. I was listening
Yeah, there's
to
some excellent shows.
I was listening to civilian carry radio today. Barack James, Alan Sams. They had John Carrera on this week. Dude, that's a really, really good episode. You should listen to that.
What about Trigger Words with Ryan?
Ryan Kleckner.
Yeah.
God, I love Ryan Kleckner. He hasn't done a recent one. I think his last one was May.
He's a little behind. They're coming.
Well, he was doing Mayday Safety, the app that lets you coordinate stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So Ryan Kleckner, Kleckner is he's been everywhere. International Shooting Sports Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
He's wrote the Long Range Shooting Handbook.
Yeah, excellent book. You should definitely pick it up.
The Long Range
love it.
Shooting Handbook.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can get it on Amazon even.
You guys want to see me stab Ron?
Yes.
Ron, if you can't get your knife into the fight,
It's worthless. Yeah. Hey, come on, dude. So we like
You
shooting.
guys want to see me kiss Ron?
Oh God, he's done that before, and
It makes him
creepy.
so uncomfortable.
I wonder why. God. No. So yeah, we like shooting Monday nights,
Yes.
7:30 Mountain. We like shooting.com/live.
Yes, all of those things.
Redleg Tactical business hours Tuesday through Saturday, 10:30 to 6:30.
Those are also yes.
IDPA tomorrow. Redlegtactical.com. You can find out more about holsters, training, Cerakote, gunsmithing, and random ridiculous shows kind of like this.
Yeah. There's also the Facebook page, which is excellent, very good.
And the Facebook group.
Yeah, and we have a Facebook group now, which is also excellent.
If you want to get into the Facebook group, if you're not already, come on, let me know,
Yeah,
man.
Ron will just let anybody in there.
Except for people that are trolls.
Well, yeah, I mean, not the right kind of troll.
Oh.
We're all sort of trolls.
Yeah, pretty
but,
much troll.
Yeah, Ron will let just about anybody in there. I don't let people in if they haven't answered the questions, though.
Well, yeah, I guess they need to start answering the questions.
Because you'll end up with a bunch of people who,
Who don't know what a handgun is?
yeah, and are from some farm somewhere that specializes in getting into Facebook groups and then posting weird spam stuff.
Yeah, what was the whole, like, trippy... Why did you post that?
Oh, you mean, are you talking about Strawberry Shortcut?
Oh
or
my...
Pickle
Seriously,
Surprise?
yes. No, that... What?
They are both excellent. If you have not seen
No,
Pickle Surprise
no,
or
don't even...
or Strawberry Shortcut, go watch them right now. You will
Your
not be
brain
sorry.
cells will tell you they are dying as you watch that crap.
They're
No, don't.
They're interesting.
No, they're not.
No, they really are. Like, you watch them and you feel incredibly unsettled,
It's stupid.
and you feel like almost unclean the first time you see it. But at the same time, there's nothing like inappropriate or not work safe or disgusting about it. Like, they're PG. But at the same time, it's probably one of the most unsettling things you'll watch this year.
Just don't watch it. Just
Yeah,
visit us, redlegtactical.com. We like
Yeah.
shooting.
Brad would probably have a fit if we didn't mention Instagram too.
Yeah,
Brad
Instagram.
Brad does the whole Instagram thing. He's a big fan of that.
Dude, did you see his daughter?
Yeah, with the Mark 19.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
so cute. Yeah, that's good stuff. Is that it?
I think so. Maybe we should end the video by playing everyone Pickle Surprise. Can we get that on the TV real quick?
Are you serious? You really want? Is there gonna like copyright issues or something?
I don't know. Should we do that?
Absolutely not. No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
No, let me.
Yeah, that's what I think about that. It's
The people want Pickle Surprise.
No, they don't. No one. You want that. I don't even think Tyler wants that.
That's not what she said.
She's gonna hit me now, isn't she? Oh man. Okay.
All right, let's get out of here, Ron.
All right, let's do it. Hey, all you lovely folks, freaking Austin, Brad, Rich, Mike, Jeremy, Chris. Dude, there's a ton of people. My wife even, Jacob.
Hey.
God.
And hey, just a heads up, we haven't done this in a little while. Probably coming up next Friday, or this coming Friday, we will do another holster giveaway in exchange for a case of PBR. Yeah. Our PBR stock is getting low.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So yeah, that's coming up.
Well, very good. Okay, everybody, we love you. Bye.
Go watch Pickle Surprise.
No, don't watch. God.